Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in to Near Disney. It's the Wednesday show where us local real estate experts bring you the best of all that's happening within a 25-mile radius of Cinderella's castle. Fireworks are popping. We're all pumped for some market updates. So, yeah, we've got some fun stuff to go over today. Some really interesting developments on annual pass discounts, and you may have an opportunity to get into Epic Universe early if you've been dying to get in there like I have. So we'll tell you about that. We've also got some cool listings to talk to you about, as well as some interesting statistics about this market being potentially the absolute sweet spot to sell. So, first thing, I'll just introduce myself. I'm Elijah Lewis with Florida in Motion Realty. They call me the Prince of Real Estate here on Near Disney, and I'm joined by my partner tonight.
Hi, I'm Sue Koptiev, also with Florida Motion Realty, and we welcome you to our channel and to the show tonight. Thanks for joining us. Oh,
That's
they call me Aurora. Sorry, I forgot about that.
That's right. You tell us your Disney nickname. Yeah,
That's right.
sorry. We invite viewer engagement. Ask us any questions as you have as we're talking, even if it's off topic. Just say hello. Oh, very good. You're taking us up on it. Hey, Dune Buggy Jim.
Hey,
Glad you said
Jim.
yes. It's good to see you too. Appreciate it. Anyone's welcome to chime in with a question or a greeting. So, yeah, let's throw it over to our first article here. I have an update on Epic Universe. Annual pass holders have the opportunity to get a if you have an annual pass to Universal Studios, for Islands of Adventure and the Universal, you can get in for a preview pass tickets for between April 17th and May 8th. So it's as we all know that Epic Universe is officially opening on May 22nd this year. That's the grand opening, but there are some people who they want to test everything, give the preview runs, make sure all the rides are good, make sure that's a good experience before everybody gets in. So if you want to be a guinea pig for the new Harry Potter Land or How to Train Your Dragon, Nintendo World, and the Scary Movie guys, that's we're gonna tell you how to get in. So basically, it says that Universal Hotel guests, activated 2025 military freedom ticket holders, Universal Rewards Visa signature card members, and Universal Orlando pass holders will have an opportunity to buy the preview passes. And as you can see, the cost kind of gets a little tiny bit more the earlier that you buy in. Like if you get the one for April 17th, the first day you can, that is $144. But then as it gets closer to the official launch day, it kind of goes down a little bit. And then we're 136 on April 25th. 123 on April 30th, and then that price pretty much stays until May 8th, where they're ending that preview window. So this is it. You can get a one-day Universal Epic Universe preview ticket if you meet those criterion that we just said.
Yeah,
So
Jim said he got his last night, so he's
awesome.
on it.
That's good. We just want to make sure everyone has that opportunity because
Yeah.
it's going to be the hottest thing. I'm probably going to get a Universal annual pass as a Florida resident because I want to check that out this year. But not to be upstaged totally, Disney is dropping the annual pass down payment for Florida residents from $205 to $99. So that's a new incentive for people to kind of maybe be swayed to still stick with Disney for annual pass membership. Usually, not we'd all love to have both, but most households they kind of pick one. And yes, doing that's good. And but I guess the catch is we just want to disclose everything. It says that after the down payment is less, now getting you in at $99. The monthly payment beyond that has slightly increased from $25 to $34. So just that initial buy-in will be a little less painful on the wallet, but of course, they gotta find some way to balance it out a little bit.
Well, especially, that's if there's more people in the household, that helps too. If you're dealing with at least 2 or 3 people or kids or whatever. Yeah, no, so that is a little easier on the wallet for sure.
Yep. And here on Near Disney, we're all about being real estate experts that specialize in bringing people to Florida and moving close to live in the annual park pass experience, so like the communities that are near to Disney and near to Universal as well. We picked one for the branding. If we could have said near Disney and Universal, we would have, but it doesn't have the same ring to it. But you have a cool listing that we wanted to promote in the Champions Gate area of Central Florida. I'm
I
just kind
do.
of cue up the video here while you just talk about it.
Okay.
Feel free to kind of let us know a little bit about this.
Sure. So this is a 3-bedroom, 3 full bath, over 2,000 square foot home. It's been lovingly maintained. This is a gated community called Stony Brook. There are restaurants. There is a bar. There are outdoor pools. There's a lazy river with a great big slide, golf, tennis, pickleball. I mean, you name it, they've got it. And like I said, this home has some upgraded appliances. The outside has just been painted. And so it's fresh on the outside, it's clean. They have a great little patio area, lanai that's enclosed, beautiful newer floors in the master, in the primary suite, and then the second bedroom. They also have a little flex space, which you can be used, for pretty much anything. You can see it, it'll show up there. Just there it is right there. They use it as just like an extra, relaxing area, but you could do as like an office. So there's a lot that can be done with this house. It's in a great community. A full golf membership is included with the HOA fees, along with a lot of other amenities. And it's so worth checking out. So if you are interested in this home, or anything else in our 25-mile radius that you might want to take a peek at, my number is below. And I'm Sue, and I would love to partner with you. But I can honestly tell you, this home right here would be a great option for you. It is not a 55 plus; it is all ages, and so you don't have to worry about age restrictions or anything. And with that golf membership included. Even if you just want to go out and hit a bucket of balls, you're not a big golfer, that's great exercise, gets you outdoors. And it's all about meeting people and making relationships. And Stony Brook is all about that. So.
Awesome. 1307 Moss Creek Lane, Champions Gate lifestyle here in Central Florida. Cool community, luxury tile roof on there. And yeah, this is that time of year where those pool amenities look amazing. This is where, this is where the Florida weather is at its peak for being the most conducive to pool, to beach, to all that outdoor fun that
all
we
the
love
outdoor
to,
stuff. Yep.
Absolutely. And
That's
with
good
that,
stuff.
I'll throw it over to one more statistic that we found in an article that's very interesting. So basically, these people on on these news sites, they love to crunch the numbers. They love to find the formula for housing data based on trends. And basically, here we're saying that this next week could be the sweet spot for you to list your home to take advantage of the spring market, because there's just a certain time window where when you list it during time, it equals maybe getting more dollar. So basically, if you list, it will get you, they're saying statistically, an average of $27,000 more, according to the data. So basically, it says on average, home sellers who list their properties in the week of April 13th to April 19th could get that benefit of probably around $27,000 more. This is Realtor.com's statistic. The right time of the year to get it listed. And that means, the spring market, just statistically, is when there is hotter activity, more listings, more people looking, people wanting to get into Florida for the summer fun, or people wanting to get ahead of the next school year in their summer preparation. So that does make sense to me. And it is what I'm seeing. Got more calls today than, I've been getting in previous weeks. So that's good to be aware of. And a separate report by Zillow found that homes listed in the last 2 weeks of May sold for 1.6% more than other times of the year, a $5,600 boost on the typical U.S. home. So April and May are also hot seasons. Obviously, there's no guarantee. It's not like written in stone or anything, but these are the trends that factor into your decision. If you've just been wondering when's the time to strike the iron, you may consider giving us a call with our numbers below now to begin that conversation, because hey, the data shows this could be a fruitful time to finally get around to it.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
But yeah, there's, like I said, I like that it said that also sellers generally get a better return just between March 15th and July 31st. So that's kind of a window, a broader window. They're saying about this exact $27,000 between April 13th and April 19th. But don't worry, if you don't happen to book a listing appointment with us in the next 10 days, it's not the end of the world. This is just a broader season that is good. But it is funny how they can like scientifically narrow it down to like a 1 week window for what might be the best.
It'll be interesting to look back and see how accurate that was. That'll be kind of fun.
Let's just see what happened. The other thing that's notable is that if some people had been talking to us like, oh, I want to list, or oh, we had a showing last week that said, oh, we wanted to buy, but we're so offset about the uncertainty in the market right now. They said that we're going to hold off on making an offer, even though they loved the house, because of this tariff situation. But then I just wanted to share, you might have already heard today that the White House did say that there's now a 90-day pause on all those other countries except China for tariffs. And the market did react very well to that. We saw things going up 7% or however many thousands of points. That hey, that's great. And so suddenly it seems like the uncertainty that was there earlier in the week has abated a bit with this news. They're seeing it as good news, and it may give some people more ready, more comfortable to take the dive into making that real estate purchase and getting under contract there if they know that their money that they need is going to potentially be a little more stable. And so, feel free to get in touch with us. I'll probably have to get in touch with that agent who told me that, because I said, hey, you heard the news today? You guys ready to make that deal now? That's it.
Hey, all I can say is no, right?
Yeah, no. All they don't say yes.
Well, no, I'm saying, but you don't know unless you ask, right?
That's right.
And every time, I don't know about Elijah, I'm pretty sure that you feel the same way, and this has been your experience, but every time someone closes on a home here that we've helped them find and go through the process of purchasing, everyone says, I'm so glad I did this. I'm so glad I'm here now.
Yes.
And so if this is something that you have been looking to do, again, take it from me. We migrated from across the country 3 years ago, and I really wish that we had done it sooner in a lot of ways. So don't say no. Don't miss that window. Do some investigation. Contact us. We will never push you into anything. But I think when you get in relationship with our team and we start showing you what is available here, you'll fall in love with it just like the rest of us have. So.
Yeah, I think that you're right. And the data is showing that Florida continues to be one of the tippy top places in America that people are moving to. And Disney remains a huge draw, that whole Central Florida area. And we saw, amazing appreciation over the last years. And, especially even in our central office area, Celebration, Florida, people have, this has been a community that's held its value and grown its value very well that we've seen. We could go over the data with that. But basically, because some people, they just get a little nervous with these dips in the market or these twists in the news cycle. I was talking to somebody the other day who was just like, oh, I'm going to walk away from this deal because the seller won't meet me at this $4,000 differential, and I was just trying to think I think it's a good deal. And maybe I know you want to stay here in the long term. So maybe you think about the appreciation that could happen over 10 years versus the $4,000 that we're that we're spitting at right now, I think that it could all even out very advantageously.
Yes.
So we sometimes just got to shift that mindset to think on the terms of the timeline that you want to stay in the home.
Right.
And with that, I'll throw it over to a warm and fuzzy article that's not about the stock market or uncertainty that you found. You found something kind of fun, Sue.
I did. I really liked this article. This was on our floridarealtors.org site. And, it hit home because yesterday I was with Elijah. We were doing a realtor caravan in Celebration. And one of the homes we went in had a pet that was in a room with the door closed. And then another pet that was in the primary suite, but in a kennel. So that people, and very sweet dogs, and so people were able to come and go. But that's a big deal when you've got animals that you don't want let out, or might get really frustrated or anxious with people coming in to see the home, especially if you
Sure.
want to try to do an open house or something. But this just says there's so many experiences that we all hear, and it's something to make sure that you're diligent. Not just the sellers, but the agents and the buyers must be diligent, making sure doors and gates are closed and latched properly. I love this comment. If a gate is latched and chained, there's a good chance there is a donkey in the pasture that can open the gate. And the last thing you want is to let somebody's donkey run loose, right? Another reason to keep them safe, make sure they're taken care of, or they're in a kennel, or they're where they can't be reached, is it's for their safety and for your peace of mind and their safety. Please clean up. If you're the seller, please make sure the cat box is clean. And you don't want anybody walking in smelling eau de cat, because that's not the aroma and the impression you want to leave on your home. There's directions for making sure your birds are okay. Birds get very nervous and they can bolt really quickly. So you have to be very careful about that. But, it's just these animals, they're part of our family. And so you want to make sure that they're cared for and they're taken care of. This says we've seen chickens, donkeys, barnyard cats, and others that were not moved from their home when the ownership changed. So think about that. If you are looking at a property or a farm-like property, some of those animals might come along with the deal. And, in my opinion, I think that's awesome. So, and we'll leave that with, we've had cats jump off of a bookshelf onto our shoulder. Apparently a game that they enjoy playing. So just make sure you give the owners of the home that you're looking at and their animals the respect that they deserve, and everybody wins that way.
Yeah, pets are, we all know they're a big part of a home in many American families. I think more families have pets than not, but still, like, they can be a factor when it comes to showing. Like, I think people just, when the smell is a huge thing. If there's carpet in the house and it smells like cat, that will really affect the showings. I would just do everything in your power to mitigate that when you're listing. Birds can freak people out if they make a lot of noise, if they become a distraction. It's said about, like, pet snakes can kind of really alter the mood in a place. Maybe like find a way to hide that. It just, because it's kind of like we recommend with Halloween decorations. They can be just affect people. Like you love them, they're all in good fun, but everybody else has their own way of seeing it. And yeah, we just want everyone to have the most comfortable way possible and just make it feel like it's their home. But also, like, when it comes to rent, we know that pets can be something that affects, the property's condition. And so a lot of people won't allow pets for a renter, but that can be one thing, because so many people, like, their pet is their other child, and especially with young people these days. And so if you can find a way to just, like, work out that sweet spot for a pet deposit where it becomes worth it, and suddenly if you are the listing in a tough, busy market that allows pets, that can hopefully be the difference that gets you rented versus, because like usually when I go on the rental and I look, it's like pets allowed, no, 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 for like 8 listings in a row. But if you're like that one that can say yes, I mean, maybe the easy way to do that is if you updated your home with tile and vinyl or something, laminate rather than carpet. That might be something that you could consider and help get the unit rented faster, within reason.
If you're a seller as well, if you are trying to sell your home and you do have some carpeting in the house that has been worn because of pets, like Elijah said, if there's any animal smell at all, as a seller, you can always, if you don't want to deal with it, you just offer lots of osium. You can offer, a credit to the buyer to replace whatever flooring. I mean, you don't have to cover the whole cost, but it's an incentive for people who are looking, and a lot of people would like to change the flooring and make it their own, so you're just kind of helping them along with that.
Carpet credits are good. Carpet's not super expensive. It's less expensive if you're talking about like, it will give you a carpet credit to replace it. It's about 50-50 whether people want it in a bedroom. They want to like wake up in the morning and put their feet on something soft and warm and it in the bedroom spaces, it's okay. Sometimes carpet's a detriment in the main living spaces, but yeah, carpet credit can be a great way to like have something to put in your listing body, because everybody wants a deal. And if you can give them something that's like, well, I'm not taking down the price by the super amount, but I am giving you something, that's one good thing that you can offer. And maybe they'll just take that money and spend it on laminate or vinyl anyway.
That's right.
Hey, you gave them a carpet credit. All right. Well, appreciate y'all tuning in. That was everything we wanted to cover. If you just joined in and missed us, you can always rewind to get back. Please hit the like button before you go and subscribe. We're on the path to 10,000 subscribers. And when you do that, it really actually does help the YouTube algorithm recommend us to other people. So it expands our reach. It's really helpful when you do that. And we do everything we can to give back to you in return. Make a suggestion in the comments or anything, or got a question, you can ask us directly. The comment section, the chat goes on forever. These are numbers direct to us. Someone just called me this morning from New York who has been watching the show. So we know you guys. So we always ask where you're watching from, because it's not always just Florida. It's not always our backyard. It's fun. So with that, I'll throw it over to Kim Hawk, the fairy godmother of real estate, to sign us off.
Bye, good night, everybody.
Make sure that you subscribe and like so that we can continue to give you up-to-date information on all things that are going around the 25-mile radius of Cinderella's castle, because this is truly a magical place.